Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, last night in London, East London, 4 people were shot in a drive-by mass shooting. One of them was a child. They're all in intensive care. Didn't even make the top headlines. Jess Phillips, angry female politician, writes to Prime Minister Rishi Sunak asking for Liz Truss, the Prime Minister for a week, to be sacked from the Conservative Party because she dared to interact with prominent right-wing figure Carl Benjamin. Can you imagine being Carl Benjamin and people are writing to the Prime Minister to expel a woman from the party because she dared sit down with you? Ooh, you know, rather than look at the problems facing this country, let's just blame people like Carl for daring to talk about it. Here at the foot of Clitheroe Castle is the most beautiful fungus I've ever seen. Let me show you. There he is. Just look at that handsome boy. Look at that. Let's get a proper... Oh, you can taste it from here. And yeah, it's a good looking fungus. Nigel Farage, another prominent right-winger, said on an interview on Sky News that some young Muslim men, particularly those that go into pro-Hamas demonstrations, do not share British values. A BBC presenter, Guru Murphy, I think she's called. Or I'm getting confused. Anyway, a prominent BBC presenter, BBC News, has apologised sincerely to Nigel Farage for calling his comments inflammatory, when I would say they're kind of true. Why did she apologise? I suspect it may have something to do with Daniel's video over at the Black Belt Barrister, outlining how she broke Ofcom's rules on impartiality. Man drives red tractor up ancient Clitheroe Castle Drive, built circa 1100. I'm going to show my viewers here at Clitheroe Castle how thick they made the walls in the past to stop people breaking in. Look at that. Fort Knox vibes. Wah wah wee wah. Look how thick it is. Let's get a 3D view. There you go. It's the best I can do. But I'm in the tower. It's being repaired. So we walk along the top here at Clitheroe Castle. Clitheroe, great name for a castle and for a town. We come now to Pendle Hill. Not so much a mountain, not epic and impressive, not Himalayan, not Andean, not even Rocky Mountain Ian. But one thing I will say, in the 1600s, the noble British establishment had to destroy a cabal, a brooding hovel of unmarried spinster women who started playing around with black magic, the dark arts, Wicca, and witchcraft. The British establishment begged the women to stop being witches. They cackled and said something horrible about letting in 10 million aggressive immigrants, and the establishment had to do what they did to witches back in the day, which was make sure they couldn't witch no more. So I say to you guys, which way, modern man? Are you gonna let them destroy the country, or are you gonna say not allowed and put the witches in their place? More of a watchtower than a castle, or like a keep, where the local village would all come running into it, and then they'd lock the doors, pull up the drawbridge, and they'd wait it out. And the walls are so thick that your sieging army might just get bored and run out of food themselves. So, oh yeah, and this here is a eucalyptus tree. Oh no, oh god, don't film the children, you'll get in trouble. This here is a eucalyptus tree from down under. Here's the high street of Clitheroe. Used to be nice, but roadworks and temporary traffic lights. But for St. George's Day, they did display many St. George's flags very proudly. And we're going to test the zoom on the clock tower. I think it's exactly midday, or thereabouts. Now there's a shot. Last did this one on Remembrance Sunday back in November, and very fittingly they have the biggest poppies I've ever seen in my life here. Mega pops. The world's heating up, and we're seeing the Ayatollah Khamenei, the what a twat, the leader of Iran, not the president that got crashed in the mountains near Azerbaijan. No, not him. I'm talking about the supreme Islamic leader. He's sending out tweets, the messages directly to university students occupying stuff, being pro-Hamas. He's telling them to read the Quran. He's telling them passages from the Quran as to how based and amazing they are. And it's worth asking, what are the plans by the various British police forces, American police forces, but more in Britain, there's more of an issue with tearaway infiltrating communities. But what is the plan if a bunch of let's say a couple hundred young men with knives decide to take it upon themselves to take over Bradford, stabbing everyone, getting guns? What's the plan if 200, 300, 500 men, for the sake of their profit, decide to do a mass stabbing attack in Burnley or Bolton? Then what's the plan? There's not that many police in this country for the population. Something to be proud of, but when the shit hits the fan and you've got these tearaway republics within the country, or shall I say these tearaway theocratic fascist groups within the country, who are so convinced, they know in there, they don't think, they don't suspect, they know that they're going to paradise to collect all the rewards that this demented ideology will give them, as long as they kill, 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 die, die, die. The Martyr and Idiot Show. Here in quiet Clitheroe, sirens for the last minute, non-stop. Now right there is the police station. But why would they? Oh, it's moving now. I can hear the sirens moving away. It's just, you just don't expect that in a small town. I do wonder if, like, the insurrections and civil wars, you know, the kind of Iran funded, everyone's really fired up about Gaza, Rafah's about to fall and Hamas are going to lose, and so all the kind of crazy chaos merchants are going to rise up. Will the police call in the army or the Special Air Service, Special SBS, SAS, Special Forces, Marines, if they had to retake a city? If, say, a few thousand, okay, we'll up the ante, not just a few hundred men. Let's say a few thousand men decide that we will retake Bradford, and Bradford is now an Islamist state. We've killed 700 people in the city centre. What's the police going to do? They don't have the numbers to take on 3,000 angry men who are not scared of dying. Look at these lovely houses. So nobody really cares if their British gentleman or their British lady is black, Chinese, Jewish, Indian, you know, Polynesian. If you're an English gentleman, British gentleman, and you can act civilized and fairly, and you know what's correct and moral and proper, nobody cares what you got in the... You could be a Japanese samurai, British gentleman. Hence the left's criticism that we don't want so many aggressive young men immigrants is a racism. It's nothing to do with their race. If I'm going to mine Bitcoin, I don't care if my hardware, as long as it's fast, I don't care if my hardware is American made, Israeli made, Japanese made, Indian made. I will take the processing power, because that's what I care about. The processing power, the software, the ability to crunch. And so, if a man is perfectly able to be a civilized British gentleman, come on in, welcome aboard. You've chosen the right culture, you've attained it. The best culture of all, the British. So, it's nothing to do with the hardware. We don't care about the shape or bone structure or skin tone or type of hair. We care about whether you have the cognitive ability to be a valuable and civilized member of society, to be a gentle man or a gentle woman. That's what we care about. So it's not racism, it's softwareism, which as far as I'm concerned is legal. So go ahead and do it. So just going on my last little talk there, I've mentioned this in previous videos, but I've seen people criticize Suella Braverman or Priti Patel, who are both, I think, ethnically Indian, I believe, criticizing them, saying, "Oh, why are you against immigrants when you're multicultural yourself?" And I've had to correct people, say, hold on a second. Suella Braverman's culture is clearly British Christian. Priti Patel's culture is clearly British. And they do it very well, and so it's not, they're not promoting multiculturalism is when you allow different ideologies, different cultures, different ways of life, some of which, let's be honest, are quite shit, to all exist in a big hodgepodge, confusing, no filias, no homogeneity. So it's important when you know, when Nigel Farage gets called racist, when if you've watched Lord Pearson's interview with Tommy Robinson, he says something. Lord Pearson's a member of the House of Lords, and he talks openly about his fear about competing ideologies polluting this green and pleasant land. And he goes, why do we get called racist for criticizing Islam when Islam is every single race out there? Some abandoned buildings here in central Clitheroe. Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses. They saw him, they witnessed him. Very cute, compact house here opposite the JW Hall. It's cute. Found a bunch of cute little cottages here, nestled behind the Grand, just off the high street. They're all cute. Very cute. Madam, I'm on a public road. I've pulled over to go on my phone. Madam, you don't own the public pavement, madam. I'm sorry. You can ask nicely, but just because you're asking nicely doesn't mean one has to comply with your demands. So I've ridden the train on that bridge there that connects Clitheroe to Whalley, and I've looked down at this housing estate where I'm currently walking many times, and I've never figured out how to get to it. There is one small access road tucked in between my legs, no, tucked in behind the train station. And had I not found this estate, I would never have found the giant crucifix in the special feature over there. Look at that. It's like a churchy bit carved into the bridge. I think we got Shitman. Shitman's delivering his shit. Where is he? There he is. Non-hazardous waste. Is that shit? Can be really good. Maybe not shit. See where I am. And I was wrong. It's not a crucifix at all. It's just a feature. And oh look, another eucalyptus tree from down under. Let's get a shot of that. In fact, it's not any feature. It's just bridgy stuff. But why so ornate? Why so ornate, mate? Behind me, no neighbors, just under the bridge. Because sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend. It's the city I live in, the city of angels. Lonely as I am, together we cry. What is it though? Why? This is impressive, but if you want to go back about 1,000 years, 900 years, they've turned the Abbey House into a roadway. You know how Americans in California will put a road through a giant redwood tree? Well, here we don't have redwood trees. Not naturally, but we do have them. But that's quite cool. You can drive through the 12th century Abbey. I don't just do videos, I do other things. I sit up at night worrying about things that maybe men shouldn't worry about. Do we live in a materialist universe, or do we live in an idealist universe? Is the base foundational level of existence, is it pure unadulterated thought, as in consciousness, or is it the superstrings and quarks and whatever, you know? And people get excited about integrated information theory and other theories of consciousness and mind, and it's all a bit... And I think it's important, you know, unless you know what you're dealing with. Hello. Hiya. Unless you know what you're dealing with, it's hard to proceed confidently. But we do anyway. You take that leap of faith like that guy in that... Well, like Indiana Jones, pours a bit of that magic dust on it, and he goes, oh, yeah. There you go. I want to show you guys a typo, see if it'll come up. One sec. What it says on the back of my shirt. Can you see that? I don't know. Veith. Well, I found the houses I was fancying. Not a pigeon fancier. Not even a classic car fancier. I'm a townhouse fancier. Nice gardens in here, you got your balconies. And I always wondered, why would they build townhouses out in the rural countryside? Maybe more efficient? Stack them up? People still buy them? Many reasons, I guess. They're very pleasant. I like the little archway window things, little arched windows. Would I live in a house like... Of course I would.